Hello, Loveland. I'm here tonight with some people that have really done me a big favor, and they're going to do the community a favor in a few weeks, maybe 2 months. They're already doing a big favor for veterans. I'm here with Kurt McCracken, and Kurt, can you introduce the boys and I, Bob?
Yeah, this is Bob Salmino. He is our Weeblos Den leader. I am the Cub Master of Pack 635, and we got two boys, Liam, which is my son, and Tanner, which is Bob's son, both in the Weeblos Den.
Okay, and thanks for doing that. And Dee, can you introduce yourself and tell us what organization you're with?
Sure. My name's Dee Daniels. I'm with Honor Flight Tri-State. I'm an ambassador with Honor Flight, and I've been with them for about 9 years. Honor Flight is a national organization. It's all volunteer, and we raise funds to send World War II, Korea, Vietnam veterans to Washington, D.C. to see their memorials. The Cincinnati hub was the fifth in the country, and it's so active that we were able to open up the flights to any veteran age 65 and over.
And they go to the World War II Memorial, which is not very many years old, right?
Correct. World War II Memorial was built, I believe, in 2005, I want to say. But we see all the memorials. We go to Iwo Jima, Korean War Memorial, Vietnam, World War II. We take part in the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, the changing of the guard there. Arlington, there's a Navy Memorial in the downtown area, and the Air Force Memorial. So we hit a lot of memorials that day.
And one of the real pushes was to get World War II veterans to that memorial because it was new and not many had seen it yet. But before they passed,
That's correct.
the move to get.
That's correct. We started with the idea of taking the World War II memorials to see their memorial. Since they had not seen it, there was one gentleman at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base who was a Air Force pilot, retired pilot, but he was also a physician assistant. So it took one man to get this thing started back in 2005, and they started flying them in their small planes a little bit at a time, and then he started going commercial, and it just exploded. So now there's about, I think there's 144 hubs in 43 states across the country.
Okay, and I'm going to put a link in along with the story about how people can contact Honor Flight and about how they can get their own veterans to take the flight and about how they can help financially with the cost of everything. So I met Kirk because I've been looking for someone to properly dispose of. I have probably 400 or 500 torn and tattered flags that I and Union Savings Bank have collected over about 4 years. And I finally found someone that wanted to do it, and he had a real need for the flags because they've cut out some stars. I wanted Kirk, can you explain what the stars are for and how many you've recently cut out and so forth?
I recently took my father on an honor flight back in August, and one of his favorite parts of the flight was on the return, they give a star cut out from a retired flag to each of the veterans as they get back. And we had done this once before at one of our Cub Scout campouts, and that's how I was introduced to Honor Flight. And so I said, this would be great if we could find some flags to do as a service project. That's how I met you, and we got a bunch of flags and cut out about 2,800 stars to donate to the Honor Flight Group.
And that was from the flags that you got here.
Correct. And
So thank you, Loveland, for bringing those and to the back next door. And this is telling you partly what's happened to them.
yes, and then we're going to retire the rest of the flags in a flag retirement ceremony. I think it's going to be either at the Memorial Day Parade or the 4th of July Parade.
Yeah, we're working on that and have one small piece left to get in place for this.
And frankly, I took part in it myself because I was proud to be part of this project. I think it's a wonderful thing to do for veterans. And, I helped Tanner cut out the stars. So it was a very pleasant experience, and I'm perfectly willing to do more with him.
Well, hopefully we'll have that ceremony and you can be involved in that. And it's really something I want the boys to do. Um, so you've helped cut the flags.
Yes.
Your fingers sore and stuff. I don't want to treat you like a child about this, but this is a lot of work to do that, isn't it?
Hmm.
How many did you cut?
I don't really know.
Okay. And what was your role and what was the work like cutting out all these flags?
I did it on while I was watching TV. I cut out about 25 maybe, and yeah, my hands hurt while I was reading.
Is there anything I'm leaving out about this story now? You told me the personal story that touched me about handing out that flag or that star.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, I think it's really the whole Honor Flight organization. What they do is just tremendous for the veterans. Seeing all these folks who were willing to lay down their life for our country get to finally see their memorials. My dad had never seen them. And going there and just seeing the emotional just amazement by these heroes of our country when they go, and especially seeing the reception that they get when they get back to Cincinnati is just amazing. I was just floored by the thousands of people that come to the airport to greet these men and women, I should say, as they come back and from their flight. It's just amazing.
I really want to do it someday. I go along or sponsor somebody. It would be really nice to do. Am I leaving anything out, Dee?
No, one of the things I'd like to state is that Honor Flight has tried really hard to educate young folks about what a veteran really is. Years ago, and you know some of the stories, but a lot of these people never got the thank you. They never got the big party when they got home, the no parades. They just came home, went back to their ordinary lives and got on with it. So this is our way of thanking them. But we want young people to be aware of what a veteran truly is and what they've done for our country. They've done amazing things for our country. And never got the thank you that they should have gotten. So that's one of the things that Honor Flight really strives to do.
I heard someone say to a veteran a while back, just a few weeks ago, not thank you for your service, but they said thank you for your sacrifice. And as a veteran, that made more sense to me because the sacrifice continues.
Sure.
And for many, it's a huge sacrifice that continues.
Well, many of the veterans, too, are very stoic and very humble, so they don't feel like they deserve any recognition. We think that's crazy, so we do our very best to let them know we appreciate everything they've done, especially the guys that weren't in combat. They feel like they don't deserve as much as the guys that were in combat do. But we feel like any veteran who took time out of their life and served their country in some capacity did a job, and we always say, thank God they didn't have to go to war, but some people did. And but every job in the military is very important.
Do you boys have anything you want to add to the story here?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming and talking about this and for collecting the flags, cutting out the stars, and I'll thank you ahead of time for the ceremony we're going to have. So good luck with everything. Thank you.
Thank you for the donation.
You're welcome. Now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, we are.